All right, happy Friday and welcome. Happy Friday and welcome to another edition of Relationship Recap. We are talking about Ready to Love. My name is Crystal XO. I am one half of the conversation. The other half, of course, is Pajama Mo.
Bam! It is Friday today, just so we're clear.
It is Friday, and I feel like Mo is in pajamas and Crystal looks like she's headed for the streets. But it's okay. It is all good. It is all
Happy
good.
Friday, y'all. Happy Friday, Crystal. What's going on?
Happy Friday. Happy Friday, y'all.
I'm starting early. I see. Y'all started without us.
Yes. Draymond Star 870 was ready. I love to come into the chat and there's already conversation going. I started to, put up a picture and let some chatter fly, but I just felt like we needed to get on in. If there was a picture that I would want to put up for tonight, just to kind of kick this off, there's a star of tonight's show, and we have all been talking. We have all said for the entire time, those of you that are a little bit perceptive have been saying, something ain't quite right. Something in the milk ain't clean. And tonight, final proof of that took place. But before we get to our star player, who everybody knows who that is, the young lady that we just showed, I want to talk about tonight's episode. Mo, what overall, how did you feel about it?
I liked it. Best episode yet.
I thought it was really good as well. I don't know if it was the best, but I definitely liked tonight's episode. I think it was a really good episode. We finally, Tina Bree, welcome on time and woke.
What up?
Okay. I thought that we finally saw a couple of dates. We finally got down to the nitty gritty, and we're finally cooking with Cisco.
There you go.
No pun intended. Not Cisco, but Cisco. Yes, Mo. And I asked Mo, did he have on 2 sets of pajamas? Because Haitian Emperor says black and red polyester blend, but it looks like he has on black on the bottom, or and then put a red on. It looks like something happened.
I told the tailor to put the red collar on.
You know what?
Put the trim right here and right on here and at the bottom of my shorts. I like it. I don't care what y'all say.
No, I didn't think it was bad. I think it was bad. No, I don't think it was bad. I noticed that it was different. I just noticed it. It's okay.
I told him I was going to tell him to put my name on, but we ain't had time. Put my name right there, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I think it looks nice. If that's, now let me ask you a question. When you finish entertaining us and others, do you actually sleep in that?
No, I sleep in the nude.
So you put on the pajamas.
This is to move around the house. In case I ring the doorbell, I look halfway presentable, but I still look like I'm about to go to bed. That's all.
Okay.
It's a lot of tugging when you wear stuff like this. Every time you turn around, and you got to turn this around. Too much tugging and stuff. I don't like all that. I like to move freely around the bed.
It's good to move freely. It's good to move freely. Well, that's good. I just wondered. I was like, are these pajamas that we're wearing to sleep in, or are these just for?
I will say this: if I had a lady friend staying the night, usually I don't do nothing on first night. I'm a gentleman. I will wear these. I will keep everything tucked away.
When did you start not doing anything on the first night?
I've been doing that for a minute. Now the second night.
How long is a minute?
Something might happen. I don't know, possibly. But first night is always a given. I shouldn't have I done given away my game. But yes, first night I'm chill.
I do know guys do that. They act really cool, and it's like, and then the second night it's like an octopus. Like, where did this come from?
No, on the second night she pouncing on me. That's how.
Let's get to Ready to Love. Jesus, let's get to Ready to Love. I can't. Let's get to Ready to Love. Before we go to the star of tonight's show, I wanted to say I really enjoyed, can I say, I really enjoyed Jay's family. I really, really did. Now, I did not enjoy the braids, but I really, you know what? I think on this show this season, Jay has been one of the most solid guys. And when we got a chance to meet his mother and father, who are still together, and his sisters, I mean, he had a whole family there. That really lets you know, like, I know that it's not our fault what families we're born into, but that support and that family structure definitely leads to a more well-rounded person. And I like their comments. I like what his mother had to say. I felt like I was listening to some wisdom, you know. I like
my family up there. That's the feeling it gave me. And maybe it's because of the accents or whatever, but it just reminded me of my family up there.
Yeah, that was good. I really enjoyed his family. I like the fact that his mom said to her that you can't just shut down. You know, you have to work things through. But then but she wasn't accusatory. So many times we see families, the mother and the sisters are looking for reasons not to like the girl. And I didn't feel like she was looking for a reason not to like Kiara.
I've never seen that before without an action. I just never seen that before. Unless they were dressed really, really crazy.
I've seen the sisters and the moms be kind of picky, but I feel like this mom was given wisdom for her about relationships. I don't feel like she was, I don't even feel like she was giving her a hard time. I feel like they just were good. They're just good, solid people. I like them.
I like them too.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you think about what did you feel about the conversation and Kiara? Do you, as far as right now, we know they've been each other's top for a long time, right? I do think he was trying to be a part of the process and probably flirting a little bit with Sahara, but I don't think he was ever serious about anybody but Kiara from the time he saw her. So, what do you think about their compatibility?
So far so good. I mean, if you're gonna let it go, let it go.
Yeah.
You know, him and her, because he was like, I still don't know. Dog, she got over you getting that, so you have to get over it as well.
Yeah.
So it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know, like they're young, man, and even still, you know, I think you can move in a better space. And when you see where they come from, they were very welcoming. She seemed very comfortable. I think they will be all right.
I think so too. And Terry made a good point that the mother actually checked her own son. I love that. When a mom, because to me, I'm the type of mom that I'm gonna say who's right is right. I'm not gonna, there's some mothers that anything their son does is okay. I am not that mother. If my son is wrong, he's wrong.
I see that more than I see them saying the son is right, even though they know he's wrong. I see mom check their son.
I don't see that.
I see that.
Yeah, but that's good. I think you should be on the side of who's right. But you should also, of course, that's your child. Welcome under the olive branches. Come on in and have a seat. We are getting into it. Tonight's episode, we really, really liked. Let's go ahead and rate tonight's episode early on, because I know we're gonna have a good conversation about our star player tonight. But I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give tonight's episode a 10. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go out there and do it.
I give it a 9.25.
9.25. Okay, we'll take it.
Yeah, because a couple times I thought it was going to spill over to some real. I don't know. I wanted to see some real drama. It got close. And people simmered down. So that's why I said it. I hate to say I'm looking for that.
I know. I'm like, you are the problem. You are the drama.
Well, the only reason I'm saying that is because everybody's been flirting with it, but no one's ever, and it almost happened a couple times in this episode, but it didn't. So I respect the fact that, people saw it and remained cool. It didn't go overboard. Even with the ladies, I like that. I like the fact that she said, you know what? Sahara's not wrong. She said that actually last episode. They just showed the clip again.
They did. And I want to say about that episode before, Thank you, Stacy, with 9.5. Dorothy gave it a 6. Dorothy, why a 6? Rhonda, a 6. Why? I did, and then we're going to talk about Rose is our star player for tonight. So we'll be talking about her in just a minute. But I do think that Sahara handled herself well last episode last week when Rose said, well, I know that I know a lot more about Cam than the other women. And, because that is so that we're going to get to all of that. But I just think Sahara handled herself well. Before we get to Sahara and Cam, I want to talk a little bit about Cisco and his sister and Tay. What were your thoughts? Everybody let us know your thoughts. Keep your ratings coming in the chat. We are rating tonight's episode a little early. Tamika Musgrave says 8.5. Come on with it. What you guys think about the conversation between Cisco, his sister, and Tay?
Man, I'm getting tired of, we know the brother's in the position he's in. We get it. I don't know how many times we got to keep saying. I know if I'm tired of it, he's tired of it. Unless y'all going to stop and he going to get a job right then and there. I don't know which y'all want. He works for the city. He's the housing authority people. He works with them.
Yeah, liaison.
Yeah, he throw out people's stuff when they don't pay the rent.
Or at least that's what we assume based on what he was giving us. What I thought about that conversation, I don't feel like Cisco and his sister are close. They must be half siblings.
Here's the thing, that she hasn't met much because people insinuated that he did time in the pokey. That's what I got.
He may have, but you know what? I don't know about that, simply because if he did, then wouldn't that have been mentioned? Because tonight, a big thing was mentioned. We've heard about other people's significant others being in jail. I don't know if he has or not, but because you can't be buff and not have been in prison. I know that's.
I think he said on the way to camp, or we said something, but they were mentioning people that were there now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That they were connected to. I don't know. I just felt like even the way she was talking, she seemed very uncomfortable. They had no brother-sister chemistry at all.
On the Spanish side. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. And I knew he was Afro-Latino. You can look at him and tell, to me. I know, I have friends that are Panamanian and different, like he looks like that. So I get, and I think he's very attractive, but I didn't feel like he and his sister had any brother-sister chemistry, right? I have a brother that's 3 years younger than me. Mo and I are like brother and sister. I just feel like if I'm sitting at a table with my brother or someone who has been like a brother, but that was supposed to be his actual sister, they didn't seem to have. Now, she could have been uncomfortable on camera. Obviously, he's Afro-Latina, and he did start speaking to her in Spanish, which I thought was kind of weird because, well, first of all, they had a translator, so we saw everything he said. But why would you do that? Like, you're not supposed to have a secret, because he kept saying, don't say too much. That's what he was saying, like, whoa, don't say too much, which is not cool. Tammy says, I don't think they're really related. I think they're related.
Well, that could be the thing. He was saying, like, because she had mentioned the fact that she hasn't met much of them, many of them. So don't say too, because where he possibly been.
It could have been. But he said, for her to say that she's never, this will be the first woman that he's met, even if he went to prison. Let's play devil's advocate. And I'm not putting this on him, but let's just play devil's advocate and say that he did spend some time on vacation, right? There's still time for you to have met someone in high school. You still would have met somebody.
Here's the thing. You met more of the women that I've dated than my actual sisters. How about that? See what I'm saying?
But his sister lives in Philly, though.
That's cool. I don't bring.
Your sisters live out of state.
Yeah, but at this, well, that's true too. But even at the same time, I bring loose women around you. I didn't bring loose women around my sisters.
Y'all see how you do me though? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna.
No. I'm just saying that's how I was moving.
I'm not gonna pick that up. And I'm also gonna say, because this is what I just want to say this. I'm not. The problem is, I really was trying to. I would be giving Mo counsel on these loose women, wasting my good energy and breath. And I would never do that again. From now on,
this was the old me. See, you keep reacting to the old.
but you were wasting my energy. I'm counseling these lame chicks.
Not all of them.
From 1 year to there's a span where they all were the same. Anyway, moving back to Ready to Love. Haitian Empress said he was married, and the sister stated to wish to see him walk down the aisle. Yeah, she said she would like to see him walk down the aisle. She didn't say anything about his last marriage. I just don't feel like they're close. I'm not going to believe it, because I'm talking about even their body language, y'all. Their body language suggested that they were not close. Dorothy says, I can't unsee those bodybuilding pics with his booty out. I didn't like the pic that had, because he had a wedgie. And you don't post that picture. Don't post that picture. I don't know why I'm just saying, like, I don't know why you would post that particular picture. Why? I didn't like it either.
I'm lost, but okay.
I do, and I am a fan of muscles. But I don't like that. I saw what you guys were talking about. We're not talking about that on this broadcast, okay? What people do or do not have within their skivvies, it's nothing to do with if they're ready for love. I do remember he told his sister not to say too much, but she wasn't saying much anyway. She opened her mouth and he was like, he started to speak in Spanish. But I'm telling you, they did not feel like siblings that had a real relationship.
I mean, she might have did him a solid and showed up, you know.
Yeah, I think she did him a solid. I do, people keep talking about him being broke. And this is the thing. I agree with Mo in this situation. Either if you don't want to date a broke guy, then don't entertain him.
That's it.
But to keep bringing it up, and you know that nothing has happened to change his situation because he's been filming. So if you don't like it, then leave him alone. But I do want us to be honest about the fact that anybody there, but for the grace of God goes I. You can be on top of the world one day, and depending on what has happened, hell, depending on the economy. I went to the grocery store, and groceries a couple of days ago, I didn't even have a full cart. It was probably a third of a cart, and it was $179. There, before the grace of God goes I. It's imagine that any of us have a place to live. Like, you just cannot assume that if somebody is struggling, that makes them a bad person. I don't believe in that. I do believe that you may not be ready to date, but I don't believe that makes him a bad person because he's struggling. And I think sometimes most people are a paycheck away from being homeless. There are a lot of people that, like, if you look at the stats, most people do not have the ability to live for, 3 months in the bank without dying. Like, you cannot, we sit on our high horses, which are not even really that high. And then, talk bad about someone that is going through something. And I also want to say, for people that have gone through life-changing situations, I was talking to a young lady earlier today who lost her mother, right? And I actually interviewed, which this interview will be on next week. I interviewed this young lady here named Snoop that has a bunch of restaurants and, has a new reality show that's coming out on dating. And she lost her daughter. And she talks about it. I can talk about it here because she talks about it freely. She has a book about grief. But, you know, different things happen to us and people go through things. And so I don't think that we should find humor to, I mean, we have to find a little humor because that's what we do here. But as far as like degrading a person because they're on hard times,
for not having.
it's not right. And I think as a woman, if you come across a man who is on hard times, then, and like for instance, that gentleman that I went out with that one time that said, well, I want to take you out again, but I gotta wait 2 weeks before I get paid. And I just said, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't want to waste his time. I didn't want to, I didn't want him to save up for 2 weeks to take me out and me not be appreciative where another girl might have been excited about that. I don't think that he should be on a reality show, but also reality shows are about real life. A lot of people's personalities. So we would say this, people would say Cisco should not be on Ready to Love because of his finances. In my humble opinion, I don't think Deanna should have been on the show because of her attitude.
But this is real life. Philly has been the most realistic thing that I've seen on reality television, other than maybe the people that come home from jail, people, whatever, to meet the girlfriends or whatever. But just as far as like the dating shows, they've been the most authentic to real life.
I agree.
It ain't just the reality show. This is a guy stepping to you at the mall. This is a guy pumping gas and he's living paycheck from paycheck. It don't mean he don't deserve love. Now, he might not understand what it is to be ready and what it's going to take, so on and so forth, but it still doesn't mean he doesn't deserve love. He or she.
I think he or she deserves love. They may not be ready to be in a relationship, because really, if you're not in a good place yourself, you're not ready to be with someone else. You really have to, and not that we're ever at a place where we're perfect, but if you don't have any place to live, that can be rough. But I will say this, and I will say this, I know a couple, right, that I love very, very dearly. I love them like family. And the guy, when he met his wife, they've been married 10 years now. And I was around from the very beginning. So I just want to throw this out there, and then we'll move off of Cisco and Tay. But when they met, she worked in a boutique. She had a boutique, and he was homeless, right? He was, I don't know where he was sleeping, but he would, during the day, he would just come by there, and she was kind towards him, and he would come in there and help her with things. And, he would just offer to come in, do you need some help? And they just struck up a friendship because she's a really nice person. And they, I'm not sure how it moved from friendship to dating, but she ended up having to move really quickly, got to get out of here, right? And he came and he spent the whole day. He came and helped her move and made it his priority, right? Now, some people would say he didn't have anything else to do, but I mean, he could have done something else. He didn't have to do that. She wasn't his priority. So he helped her get moved. Long story short, they started dating. He moved in with her, and, they've been married for 10 years. And when I see him, she's a good friend of mine. I appreciate the fact that he loves my sister, right? I really do. And he went through a depression, and he was up at one time. He wasn't always homeless. He went through a depression. A lot of people deal with things, loss or mental illness or different things. And he went through a very depressed state. He was in the music industry. Lord knows, Mo, you and I know that could be, there are people that's an industry that has a lot of ups and downs. So I am just saying, I just want to give him a little grace. I don't know what his situation is. Do I think for my daughter or even for my sister, she decided to make that choice, I probably would not have suggested them get together. But what did I know? 10 years later, they're stronger than ever. So I'm just saying that doesn't make them a bad person. And You can be a multimillionaire and go through something bad, lose someone close to you, go through a divorce, and you can end up damn near homeless yourself.
Mr. Dash, Mr. Dame Dash, there's perfect.
Jesus help him.
Woo!
I saw a very bad conversation with him and his daughter and his son that why did Cam put that up there?
But you know what I noticed? Every time he goes at somebody and speaks crazy, it seems like within that week, he gets hit with something. He just talked to Cam and said some stuff. Then it came out today, bam, bankruptcy. He only has da-da-da-da-da-da. And that's like, man, it just never stops.
Yeah, we're talking about Dame Dash very, very quickly. Moving back to Ready to Love. But I'm not saying, I just want to make sure I'm clear. I'm not saying that Cisco should be on this show dating, because with that is a lot. And I also want to say, just on the other side, I don't believe in women rescuing men, because I feel like 9 times out of 10, when they get on their feet, they will leave you for someone else that they want. So I personally believe in that. But in my sister's case, I do want to show that there are situations that are not like that. In this person's case, she's a friend, a sister that's like a friend that's like a sister. This man was on hard time. She was a friend to him. They developed a friendship, started dating, and he's been an amazing husband. And he's back up. You know, they're doing it together. He has his own business. He supports her business. So I'm saying it's okay if you don't like it. It's fine. But just know that life and love happen in a variety of different ways. And just because something wouldn't work for you doesn't mean that we know it wouldn't work for somebody else. I swear most of my friends' friends would have definitely told her not to do that. Like I would have told her not to do it, and I'm not even like most of them. Most of the other ones been like, "Girl, you crazy, like it'd have been a whole thing, right?" But I would have been like, "Well, I don't know about that," because I mean, I don't trust. I think people will use people in their situations, right? But I also am not God, so I think you have to pray about it. And I think that Cisco, it's up to him. Yes.
Did you? I know you've seen it. I might have even sent it to you. The Judge Lynn Toler situation with the husband that had 4 kids. He was divorced twice, and she didn't have any kids.
Okay.
Both sisters wouldn't even talk to him, and this was the love for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Judge, she was in law school, pardon me. You know, so I just thought that was, you just never know, man. Everything is not for everybody, man. And I'm learning that more and more, man. What I think somebody should be doing, like, I'm at limited information. They know everything, and most importantly, they know how they feel. Both parties. So,
right.
You know, I'm practicing not putting me or what I would do in such situations, because you know I'm coming in there with maybe 60% of the information, trying to make a call on, you know, people that could be there. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? So I'm learning to, like, you just never know, man. You stay out of it for the most part.
Yeah, but I do think that I think you have to use discernment. And I see people saying, I want to address what Rhonda said. She said Cisco said something about having a woman who pushes him. I don't like that, because I do feel like we're all adults. We're all adults. And it's not your responsibility to save anybody, man or woman. There's no requirement to be a Captain Save a Hope. But you know, and I'm not a proponent for struggle love, but let me tell you something. You can get married to a millionaire and end up struggling because he could lose something. And I think you don't really know if it's love until you guys go through something. Maybe it's not financial loss. Maybe it's the a death, or a mental issue or something. I mean, life is going life. You're not going to get married to a rich man and just get to sit and do a soft life for the rest of your life.
Hope they know that.
It's not going to happen that way. But I do think that there's something about a person not being stable that is not good. You don't get the best of them, right? You don't get the best of them, because I guarantee you how he acts when he's down is not going to be how he acts when he's up. So you really just, I think people have to, you get to know a person, you can pray about it. If you really have feelings for that person, maybe pray about it and keep them as a friend. I know my girlfriend, they were not intimate, they were friends. And then they started, it was a long time of them being friends. You know what I mean? It wasn't something that she just jumped into. But in any case, Haitian Empress said I would have left when he switched languages. I would have thought that was kind of sexy. That, I mean, I like an Afro-Latina. I'm good with it. I don't have a problem with it. I learned Spanish. I was going on dates. I had dated this guy before that was Puerto Rican. And one of my girlfriends, one that does not have any tolerance for people that are overweight. You know who that is, Mo. She was like, well, I don't want you to be with him because he's going to he didn't have a six pack. He had a bit of a belly. And she was like, he's never going to leave that. He's going to keep eating these tostadas and tortillas. And he's like, that's all these people eat. And she was not supportive of me dating the Puerto Rican, but I'm okay with what I'm okay with it. Just saying. All right, let's move on. Let us move on here to get to our star player. Let's talk a little bit about that clip that we saw last week with Rose, because Tammy said that's racist. I don't think my friend is racist, but she said that the way they eat, she's very big on eating, and she said the way that Puerto Ricans eat, unless he's going to eat differently. Because I was like, do I need to learn how to cook for him? Like, and she was like, all you're going to be doing is using cheese, flour, and beans. Anyway.
Whoa.
Sorry. Maybe that might have been. That might have been. Maybe I should strike that from the record. But we eat, I mean, Black people eat bad too.
Yeah. Yeah.
She doesn't eat bad, but yeah. Anyway, I didn't date him, so I didn't have to learn how to make the tortillas. Moving on to Rose. I put up that clip. I think I put up a clip of Rose saying that she knew Cam better than anybody else because they talk, and she knows more about Cam than his other connections. And Angie was just like, what? Huh? And Sahara said, I give Sahara grace and credit for not going off on her, but she was like, I don't see how she knows anything about my connection besides Cam. The only person that knows about our connection is Cam and I. And she said that Rose did not. So I want to ask Scorpio Mo here, why do you think that Rose went so hard in saying that she knew so much more about Cam? She said she knew more about Cam. Basically, she acted like she had to jump on everybody. She felt like Sahara. I know she felt like Sahara was not competition for her at all.
Right.
That's how she made it seem. But why do you think she did that?
Well, I think she thinks that Sahara is beneath her, number one.
I do too.
Number two, in thinking that, he couldn't possibly tell her as much as he told me. But what some people have to realize is when other people are made to feel comfortable, they will tell them anything, and you think it's only you. And you think, how can he be comfortable with her if I'm here and she's here? In their mind.
In their mind.
In their mind. And I think it's just one of those moments. I've said things to women where I know, and I was like, well, she might know 3 other things that you don't know. No one's even better. It's just where I'm at that space and time and how comfortable I am. Whatever I feel like, You know, now what happens is I might not, once you feel comfortable, you don't feel as guarded, right? But
Mm-hmm.
when you feel guarded, that's when you're not, but if I'm telling you something that you might not have told someone,
Yeah.
not have meant as much to me as it would have meant to you. And you feel like, well, I would never say that. But the fact that you said that to me, you must feel comfortable with me.
Mm-hmm.
That might not have been as big of a deal as it would have been for you. You know what I mean? It could
Yeah.
be issues, whatever the case may be. But I don't think. I just think she thinks she's above her.
I think she thinks she's above everybody. I think she felt like, and yes, Dorothy, there was definitely a lot, there's too much dip on her chip. I love it. And yes, there was all the way around. I want to point out that even from before when we met, and first of all, thank you to Hey You There for that PSA. She wants everybody, all the family to know that Aldi is selling their mahogany cedar wood candles right now, and you won't lose a lung like the BB&W candles. Thank you for that PSA. And everyone in the chat that I actually, there's Aldi not far from me. I will definitely check that out. My mom loves candles, so I may try to get my mom something nice. All right. Thank you. And I love the fact that we can give each other PSAs for shopping. That's good stuff, family. Good stuff. But I want to go back to, I want to take, before we go into Rose, let me talk about Sahara, because I mentioned that about Sahara responding well. I have been saying this entire time that I thought Cam really liked Sahara. Now, we didn't understand why, right? We kept saying because she came off a little rough around the edges. I mean, there is a tattoo on her neck. There is a tattoo on her neck. And she just comes off as very rough around the edges. She wears balls in her hair. Like, she definitely came off as rough around the edges. However, I have stood by the fact that I believe that Cam really connected with her. And even the way they were sitting on that tour bus, that bus that they took to the house, the Verbo house, how he's always greeting her. If you guys watched tonight, when she walked up and she was like, "You ain't gotta try not to smile." She has his number, as you would say. She has his number. And tonight when we met his family, his sister and his niece, they said Sahara is like your exes. So there is something about Sahara that Cam is attracted to. She's his type, and it's probably because he probably likes that feistiness. What I will say about Sahara is that she is the opposite of Rose. Rose came with a representative up from the jump. Sahara came, I mean, how she has shown up how she is all the time in the ladies' lounge with him, with other men, the way she talked to Fritz, the way she talks to the other guys. Like, she got a smart mouth. She's that way across the board, but Cam is attracted to that.
Why do you think that is?
I think that he probably is not, he is a little bit less outspoken, and opposites attract. I think a lot of times we admire in other people what we wish we had in ourselves. When Deanna talked crazy to him and was like, "Oh, you too short for me, and you only been there a little," like, she just degraded him. And Cam was just very nice and very kind of, took it, like, I don't want to say submissive, but definitely took her negative energy where another guy would have not done that. And I feel like if Cam is with someone like Sahara and someone says something to him, she gonna be like, you ain't talking to my man like that. Like, she got what he needs. Now, it may be toxic, or maybe Sahara's working on herself. I think that everybody has a journey. And what I can appreciate, because I have friends like that, and I can appreciate the fact that they allow me to be me, and I can allow them to be them. But just because she's outspoken and a little rough around the edges does not mean she's a bad person.
Okay.
Why do you think that he likes her?
I think that he thinks that he can control it. And here's the reason why.
I think he said that. Did he say that? No, Hussein said that about Angie.
Right. I think he thinks he can control it. I think that he hovers above who he is. He hovers above her a little bit. Not in a controlling way, but he can control the situation. And the reason why I say that is because to me, she has toxic energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
A whole episode about that. Now, the woman that he got away from, talking about busting the windows, was toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about being toxic so much as a toxicity that he can control.
Mm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? She will always look up to him.
Why do you think that though? Because I would think that she could control him.
No. She'll sound like she can. She's sassy and
okay.
all like that. But what I mean is controlling the situation. He can calm her when she does all the.
Do it again. One more time.
I'm not doing it again. But I think that he can control the situation. He can calm her. I mean, he thinks it's cute because he can control it. It's no longer cute when you can't. When you come out at 3 a.m. and your windows is busted. You see what I'm saying? You can't control that. But if it's controlled chaos or organized confusion, he can do that with her. He sees it, but I think his position or whatever he is, I think that she will kind of look up to him and check herself. Even once he says something, he'll be relaxed. He'll let her do a little thing and play, but it won't be to the degree of he can't control. I do believe that. Thank you, Ms.
Terry said he can finesse her. I don't think he can finesse Sahara.
I think he can take her to another level in a good way. And I think she can learn from him and she'll be even killed. And I think she can grow. I think the other women feel as though they know as much as him or more. And he can't control the situation. We had a conversation on control. And we said men like, and I was like, no, it's not the people. You want to control the situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Tina Bree asked a question. What makes her toxic? Mo, I'll let you go first.
I don't know. It's just the energy of a lot of women that I've seen like her. And it's not like, in general, like, I put it to you this way. If he's somewhere and let's say his order's wrong. This happens a lot. His order's wrong. They're out to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you know what? It's fine. You know, men are simple like that. And then some women be like, no. Ma'am, can you, and some women will do that. But I think she'll go overboard. She'll want to speak to the manager. She'll do her little shimmy. You know what I mean?
Do it again. I just want to see it. It's fun. It's Friday.
I'm not talking.
Yes, we're going to talk about Rose in just a second. We saved her for last because she's the problem. She is the problem.
Oh, we're gonna have a good time with Rose. Trust me. But I just think is that and you see how but I think it's not bad, but you can see energy of that. It just looks familiar to me, and I've seen enough of that to know that it really, really could go left if she doesn't respect you. And I think as much as she does, I think overall she'll respect Cam if he'd be like, hey, chill out. And I think she'll check that.
I don't know. This is what I honestly think, y'all. I think that Cam is a little bit insecure, right? And I think that with women that would come up more polished, I think that he would come off as a little insecure. But I think that he has, I think a lot of men have that like damsel in distress. They want to save her, right? It doesn't always have to be financial. It could be that he sees that she's broken. And even the conversation that they had where she was saying that she always is expected to be tough and her ex didn't see her as soft. and she doesn't always want to be like that. I think that Cam sees that in her. And I think there are some guys that see the girl that screams the loudest and has the worst attitude, and they really know that that girl just needs love. And I think because he
Go ahead. Go ahead. Continue.
No, I'm not, because you are laughing and I'm being serious.
No, I'm just, when you say that, I'm just flashing through all the women that I passed up because they were like that. You know, I don't even think they really attracted me anyway. But
you don't think they really needed love? That they were broken birds?
They do, and somebody else with a bunch of patience and willing to go through a lot to get over that.
Maybe that's Cam. Maybe Cam has more patience than Scorpio Mo.
You know, I was just laughing because I was like, oh, I'm not willing. You be 4 busted windows later, all this get out. It's just too much for me. And I'm thinking this at this age. Maybe if I was younger, I got a little bit more patience and I'd be willing to. I'm not.
I think that conversation, do you guys remember that conversation where her ex didn't show up and she said somebody had died? She had another ex. She just didn't want to bring him.
Because he was going to tell the truth.
Or the ex probably would have, definitely told the truth, or don't ever want to hear from her again, ever. But I think that he saw that is always a front. That bravado and that tough stuff is usually a front for somebody that's really broken and hurt. Case in point, Kelly Price just went off on Black women.
Down to Kelly Price, because I'm not mad. I'm gonna do something about that because I'm not good for her, man.
I'm gonna do a video about it tomorrow. No, it is not good for her. Kelly Price, because the problem with that is when I watched the video, I was like, Kelly Price is hurt. She mentioned the fact that Black women were talking about her, how she looked, and how big her feet were.
Picking her apart, her sisters, and all she trying to do is sing a song on the stage.
Right, but the point is she's hurt. But what I would like to say is, if you watched R&B Divas, then you know that Kelly also does her share of poking other Black women. Point is, she's hurt, and that angry rant was because her feelings were really hurt, right?
She could have been dressed better when she did the rant. I was mad she did it with a bonnet on early in the morning, but she needed to get it off of her chest.
She needed to get it off. I'm not sure why she wore the bonnet, but yes, Elite, she was a piece of work. She was mean. She was the mean girl she was crying about. Oh, when those tables turn. But I would also wager that Kelly has probably spoken about maybe not on the internet, maybe in closed spaces, because on R&B Divas, we got a whole lot of her, and I ain't like none of it, right? But I think a lot of times my point is the people that are doing the most hurting are usually the most hurt. So I think Sahara I do see that, and some men can see through that, and thank God they can, because everybody, deserves a chance at love. Just because you have a tough or rough exterior doesn't mean that you don't deserve love. Now you got to have a person that understands that and can see through that. And Cam obviously does, because I'm telling you, his energy, every single time we see them on camera, they have chemistry. They have chemistry, and Jay and Kiara have chemistry. Cisco has chemistry for Tay. I don't think Tay is really as into him as he's into her, but that's it on that show.
Cam was talking to her. I was like, this dude, I was blown. My mind was blown, because I was like, yo, and it became a point. I was like, yo, he really do. I can't really see you declaring the things that you were doing, saying.
I told you, Mo, when he was hugged up with her on that bus.
Listen. Who am I to, the brother feels the way he feels. I just would be like, yo, for real? But the guys that I know who have women like that and that stay with women like that are very patient men, quiet men, and the women do their thing, and then he'll say what he needs to say, and then, so God bless him, man. But I was just shocked the stuff he was declaring. I was like, but at the same time, let me say this. I don't like the last week, the thing he did with Rose. I did not think that was cool.
What did he do?
That was some sucker stuff.
What did he do?
Rose was talking to Hussein, and he was on the couch looking funny.
Oh, yeah.
Feeling away, and then he declared, and I think he only did that because her attention was somewhere else. And I'm like, dog, why are you tripping? She done bought you t-shirts and drawers and stuff, or whatever she did. Why is you feeling?
That's true. And I also put up a clip. Let me see if we need to run it back. What I also did not like about something that Cam did that you just reminded me of is he told Rose that she was more of a wifey type than Sahara. He was like, and I thought that was kind of messed up. He was like, out of everybody, you're the one that's the most. And I'm like, you ain't got to throw me under the bus for her. Like, that's.
That was some sucker stuff too, because he could have said that
without like it.
Putting an old girl in it. He didn't have to do that.
I did not. In fact, hold on. Let me pull it. Let me pull it, because we got to get into Rose. We about to get into Rose right now, but let me pull this clip so we can watch it together as a family.
Rose, I'm on your ass. I'll see you, Rose. And with Rose, you coming out more. You had the cheeks out this time. The side of the cheeks. I saw it. Did y'all see Rose with the outfit? Had the little slit right there, and the buns was out. Yeah. Each episode, Rose revealed more and more of herself, literally. Each episode, I noticed that. Rose, we got to see more and more Rose. If this had 20 episodes, we'll see the whole. She was exposed. I mean, just totally different than what she was before. That's why you got to give people time, man. Talk, listen.
I can't. Yeah, she did. And I would say, because you actually, I think you liked her the most the first, right? I think initially when we saw them.
I liked her demeanor.
Right. I'm just saying, we first saw the people, you were like, I like her. Yeah.
I liked her for him, and I liked her demeanor. I liked how she carried herself. But little did I know, Rose, like I said, Rose petals kept falling off each episode. Rose,
they did. Rose, the crocodile tears, girl. I did not buy them either. I did not buy any of that. But let's watch this clip. I did not like this. Mo did see through Rose from the jump. I started kind of seeing when she had that ex, when the ex only said, it's almost like she had rehearsed with the ex. That's when I started knowing there was some BS. But let's watch this clip, and I'll explain to y'all why I did not like this about Cam, and then we're going to get into Rose.
Absolutely. I want to know, child.
So how's your relationship with your son's father?
I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
You know, he knows.
Oh, that's not it. That's the wrong clip. Anyway, I'm sorry. Wrong clip. The clip was where Cam is saying that he liked Rose because she was wifey material, different, and that was different in his opinion than Angie and Sahara. And I'm like, why did you have to mention their names? I did not like that. I did not like it I didn't like it one bit. I didn't like it one bit.
You could have just left it at wife material. You didn't have to throw them other women in.
You don't got to bring their name into it, because guess what? That just worked to make, and that also kind of makes us feel like maybe Cam is on that BS. Maybe it is insecurity, because only an insecure person does that. If you like somebody, you don't have to give it a reason by downing somebody else. You don't have to do that. You can like them because you like them. You ain't got to try to compare them and make them feel some kind of way because of the other person. I thought that was some sucker stuff. I ain't like it.
But that's the reason why Rose felt that she had more information about the other women.
Well, I think Rose would have felt like that anyway, and I think that Cam, see, one thing I know about men is they know how to play women. So a man will know if she thinks that she's better. He get it. He already know it.
All you gotta do is say something or compare her like what she just did.
Yeah.
Your wife, all you gotta do is just weigh them to the other women and vice versa, and step back, and then
step back and let it happen. All right, so I did pull that clip. We're gonna play that clip, and then we'll get into the hypocrisy of Rose. And I do agree with Mo that every week more rose petals fail, and so it's not really a rose underneath that. It's something very different.
And lying or something. I don't know.
It's a what's the thing? A carnation. A carnation, the cheap flower that's underneath. Oh, the clip is taking forever, but I just want to watch this because I think it is a thorny rose, because I feel like Rose played into that, and Cam knew. So he knew that she liked the fact that she was thinking that she was better than the other women, right? And so he let her think that, and then we see what happened. So let's watch this clip as a family.
I don't want to play myself. I don't want to keep chasing after somebody that is not reciprocating that energy. So I feel like this date would be a perfect time to find out where her head is at.
I love fresh roses. Thank you. We're going to sit these right here, yeah. How you doing?
I'm good now.
You good now?
Oh, yeah, every time, for some reason, you just always put a smile on my face every time I see you.
You too, Kim. That's why I'm sitting here cheesing.
I like when you like to see me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I brought you here is, I felt like I didn't give you enough time, when it came to you, Hussein. I know I try my best to do a good job at it, but I still feel like,
I don't know. It seemed like you knew who you wanted to spend more time with, because every time I wanted to spend time with you, like I would observe you with Hussein. I don't know. I got like discouraged because I just seen y'all look like y'all was locked in. And I'm like, damn, I guess she moving on.
For me, this time that I was able to look for you, I see you having a conversation with Sahara.
Yeah, it's just like bad timing.
Yeah, every time, because I look for you with Sahara, I look for you with Angie. So I'm like,
but if you interested in the way that you say you interested, then you could pull me to the side too. I'm not saying you got to pursue me all the time, but you can make it known.
My thing is, it's obvious I like you, but I never knew where I stood on that pole with you.
I think because Sahara is so loud, like subconsciously you just allowed her to be my top in your mind. But you have something that my other connections don't have. You just exhibit the qualities that I would want in the future wife, as far as maturity, as far as where you're going in life.
Yeah.
And just the healing that you've already done. My other connections can sometimes be a slave to their emotions. I feel like you kind of like healed past that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have my other connections, but I don't want you to assume.
My problem is I'm a see it to believe it type woman. So, yeah, he can talk until he's blue in the face, but until I see some changes, it don't mean anything.
I've been trying to be as consistent as possible, but also trying to be fair to everybody else.
Yeah, I understand.
I just wish that I was able to show you more earlier on. I just still want a chance. I'm really trying to weigh all my options, and I'm really trying to look at the full picture. And so I'm gonna allow you that chance because I feel like it's fair. So we good? We still in this thing?
I figured it out.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. And any fellas in the chat will agree with me. And this is a thing that a lot of men struggle with, right? Even you said, you claim to know my type, right? And sometimes your type isn't best for you. Now, in saying that, men are very aware of wifey material. And sometimes that wifey material doesn't look like you want it to look. Sometimes you're not ready for it. Sometimes, whatever the case may be. But trust me, we know. It's just that you want to get whatever, I'll just say ready for it, right? So I think that's where the brother was at, where he struggled with. And obviously from his sisters, and it was his sister, his cousin?
His niece.
His niece,
yeah.
He has a pattern. And sometimes it's hard to shake your pattern. The heart wants what the heart wants is you're used to, you're accustomed to it.
Is it the heart or is it someplace lower?
No. I mean, that could add to it. That could be another extra factor. But it's really, it's a rhythm. You're drawn to it. You like it. You've been doing it for I don't know how long, and this is what you know. But in your mind, and to make that trade-off, sometimes you want to ask yourself, is it worth it, or is it now? Or did I get enough of the thing that I used to where I don't go back to it? Because if you go too early, you're going to cheat on it with what you used to have. So you got to be ready. I'm just putting that out there.
Oh, that's it. Okay. So are you saying that he did believe that Rose was wifey material?
Well, he thought. Let's be real clear. This is based on what he initially thought.
This is based on the information he had up until that point.
There you go.
All right. So I can see that. Because like you said, the heart wants what it wants. A lot of times, but what I've learned in dating, guys, a lot of times the guy that I would think, oh, this is the guy that I probably should be with, he's a nice guy, he really wasn't any different than the guy that I really liked. I was giving him too much dip. It was too much dip on his chip. If they was all the same. So I think that's what happened with Cam. Kind of like when you saw that thin girl with the pretty face and thought she was going to be a good girl and said that she was going to be different than the girl that was built like sin. But it turned out that thin, pretty girl was just as loose, if not more, as the girl with the body. It's kind of like that. Rose looked like the woman that was.
It's nothing like. I never said she was wifey material. I did not know the lady like that. It was.
You thought she was a good girl.
I just saw her from across wherever we was at and just drew a whole story. But he went out on dates with this woman. This is totally different.
It's not totally different because you made an assumption based on her look.
I saw her. I just made up a story that I thought fit the look. Obviously, I was wrong, but
way wrong. But
he went out on dates with Rose and hung out and got better feel than I did. There you go. I'm just saying.
Anyway, so let's talk about Rose.
Yeah.
Rose. Rose is a chameleon because if you guys noticed, we brought up every time Rose talked to a guy, she told him what she thought he wanted to hear. She was different and actually not much different than Cam, because Cam talked different to Sahara than he did to Angie, than he did to Rose.
All men do for the most part.
Oh, okay. Well, Rose did the same thing. Rose had the most game out of all the women this season. But what was different about Rose than all the other women is everybody else was just being honest and being true and being who they were. Rose had sent her representative the entire time. Rose tried. Did y'all pick up tonight? I was like, I'm taking my notes because I was so irritated with her tonight because she always tries to give. I said, Rose knows how to say the things that she thinks the man wants to hear. So when the family said that Cam was stubborn, everybody said they saw that he was stubborn. And she was like, I mean, we just going to have angry sex. First of all, what? You're pandering. Rose is a panderer. She pandered to Hussein. She pandered to Cam, bringing him shirts and matching Ashbagosh shirts and shorts.
That's how you get y'all when it's the other way around. Y'all don't call it pandering. You only call it pandering when the woman is doing it to the man. But if the man is doing it to the woman, Oh,
we call it pandering too. When a man is telling a woman everything she wants to hear, we're smart enough to know that that's BS. Specifically when he's telling different women different things. I'm saying she switched up her personality. She switched up the tempo. And when she was with Cam, when she's with Hussein, it's all different. She's very different. Even when she was with the ex, she had him trying to say to make her paint a picture that wasn't realistic. And if you guys watch, she'd be like, yeah, because I know how it is when you and I, we just have these conversations. I know, and she's almost like she's trying to tell you, she's convincing the guy that they have this closer relationship than they do. Exactly, Tammy. She code switches. This
is true, but in some cases, and I don't know if this is the case, but different people bring different results. I don't talk to all women the same way.
Well, that's part of you being a player, Mo. I'm sorry. I had to be honest. No, that's kind of because you're a player.
They bring out of me and what they make me feel comfortable, or what I'm not allowed, or me having my guard up. I'm not putting it on the woman. I'm just saying it's the energy or the synergy in the room and how she makes me feel.
But but we're talking about with Rose, how she kept saying 1 minute she's with Hussein and they're booed up, right? Then she's with Cam, and she said even how, and you had a problem with this, even how she tried to make them fight over her with the suitcase.
Now, you're 1,000% right.
Oh, now.
Don't get me wrong. I
was right the whole time.
I definitely think that it's a game that she's playing, but at the same time, I think that's the way you can sort it out. Like I was saying, if you don't pit the men against each other. Just simply say, can someone get my bag, and watch who goes get it.
No, she uses her feminine. She actually, this is what I think, honestly. A lot of women on the East Coast do not lean into their femininity, right?
This is true.
Rose leaned into her femininity, asking the guys to get her bag. That is leaning into your femininity, which is well received. The guys they were scrambling over it. Most of them girls who just picked up their bag or been like, "You ain't gonna get my bag." Like, but she leaned into her femininity and she used it on both of them. But
in her defense, if you're trying to figure out who likes you, opposed to who you like, or if you're undecided, you have to throw it up in the air without being obvious and watch what they do, opposed to what they say.
That's true, but there was a way to do that outside of that. She was playing a game with them. No, that's what I'm saying. She was playing a game.
She did it wrong, but
she did it wrong. And I will also say, unfortunately, ladies, we can play a game, but we can't play the same game as a man. You cannot win at a man's game. And going into that situation, I feel like she was trying to do that.
Well, that segues into the thing that they discussed towards the end of the episode.
Let's talk about the baby daddy, because you guys realize that Rose presented herself as this earthy. That's what, like, even with the clothes, the presentation was this classy, earthy person, and then as the time went on, it became very. And I don't have no problem, because I mean, I'm not saying that you have to dress conservatively, but I'm just saying she knows how to present something. But and she was going on, we talk, we know so much about each other. For you to say that to Cam, and then she didn't even really want to introduce Cam. When she introduced Cam to the ex, the ex gave the version of her that was fake. She wasn't really into sharing. Rose isn't into sharing anything deep. She's into getting deep stuff from you. She's not into giving anything deep from herself. So the fact that she told Hussein, because Hussein is a little bit more grounded than Cam. Shout out to Hussein's haircut tonight. He actually had a good, you guys see the haircut? Shout out to Hussein's haircut. It was a good haircut. It looked nice tonight. I appreciated it.
Barbara, I would just say Barbara did good work.
Good work tonight. But I don't think that she could play the same games with Hussein that she could with Cam. Cam, she throw him some shirts because we guys on the trip. She brought him some shirts and then spent the night in Hussein's bed.
That was the deflection. Okay, distraction. Pardon me.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw this over here, but I'm gonna run over it.
Yeah, this is for you to play with to make you think I like you a lot, but that's intentional. That's intentional. Yes, Antoinette says she could only be with a man of God. Girl.
Just like you said, it's certain games that you're not going to be able to play with men and women. And one you can't play with men is, well, you think you can, but we're not as affected as by it in most cases. Some cases.
Welcome, Linda V.
But when you turn around and you threw the distraction over here with the shirt and drawers or whatever, and you slept, you was in the room with old boy, it flipped on you. And how it flipped on you was he was in the bed with old girl.
Which he probably was going to be anyway, because they was both full of it.
It was like opportunity. So you playing that game and he played the game too when you found out. Now you feel away.
Now you try to bring, and the fact that she tried to bring that up tonight was lame. That was crazy. That let us see this whole time because she tries to act like she's like this Erykah Badu, earthy, like I'm so in tune. And then when she got upset, well, you know what? She was unapologetic at the fact that she had not told them that. Now, go back. We remember that they mentioned the fact that Kiara had been honest with the whole group and told everybody that her son's father was in jail. So that would have definitely been an opportunity, even if she didn't want to share it with the group, for her to be honest about her past. She didn't have a whole boyfriend that made her look like a wife that got away, come and talk. But those men also knew, both Cam and Hussein said, even in the men's lounge, that they knew it was too much. She went too far. It was too much of a rehearsed situation. So yeah, she did on the trip. She was trying to play both sides, trying to Erykah fake girl. But she tried to rub on him, talk on him, pacify him, and then come over here and do that. But I feel like out of the two, she has to be more real with Hussein because Hussein is paying a lot of attention. Cam was not.
Once I see you go in the room and stay the night with another, it's over. Ain't no coming back from that. For me, anybody else, y'all can feel comfortable.
So what would you want somebody to do if they had more than one connection on a trip?
I mean, once you pick. If you bring somebody in your room to stay the night, it's a wrap. I'm not. Once because you chose at that point, especially, okay, you gave me these shirts and over here, but you did that. Yeah, that's crazy. Once you did any of them doing that, once you go in the room and you stay in the night with them, you don't have to worry about me being first, second, third pick, whatever. I'm good. I'll eliminate myself. I'm cool.
I ain't gonna lie, I probably would too. If he spends the night with the girl, not just one night, but two, and that means that's who they want. I said that when I was watching Cam hugged up with Sahara. If you're hugged up like that on the bus ride, that means that's who you want to be with.
It's intimacy, right? It's a level.
It's intimacy. Because he had his hand around her neck. It was like, nah, I'm good. It's good. But yeah, I don't know that men. I think men will try to be open to it on either side. Okay. Now, what I was surprised. Do you think that Hussein was a little unfair in saying that was a deal breaker? Why do you think he said that?
I think he was more embarrassed than it was the actual fact. I think you could play it, and maybe she was uncomfortable. It's a hard thing for her to do. Now, could she, even if she didn't say it amongst the group, pulled him to the side and be like, yo, I just want you to know that just like her situation, I have my baby father, you know what I'm saying? But I think because if you notice, she was like, my brother saw it. I think when guys get put on the spot in front of other men, especially men that they're close to, it feels very, very weird. And I think he didn't know how to take that. I think that's what it was. It wasn't if he would have known the same situation, it wouldn't have been as bad. But in front of them,
I think it's also, to me, it was the way she did it. Because when he asked her and she said she forgot. She said, I forgot about that. It's been said, like, girl, you ain't forgot that your baby daddy is in prison.
You look at your child every day.
And you know where that man is at.
Like, and then the fake cry is what got me. Man, I was like,
it don't matter if he is 17 years old. And then she said, she tried to dismiss it like it wasn't a big deal. Like you got to remember, you're talking to a man about a boy and his father. And you're acting like it's not a big deal that the father is not around, that the son, he knows who his dad is, but it's like very, very, very nonchalant about it in a way that a man is not going to react well to. I did not like that.
That's right. But here's the thing. I don't think that they consider that. And that's the messed up part. I don't think that they really consider how men feel about that. They just consider how they feel, and how they feel should supersede how you feel.
I know every time I've ever gone out with a guy, he asked about my children's relationship with their father. He is zoomed in on me to see how I'm going to respond about that man. And for her, the way she did it, it was, even as a woman, I'm taken aback, because I don't care. Like, this is what we have to understand as people. Whoever you choose to have a child with, even if you claim, whenever you lay down with a person, you chose to have a child with them. I know men feel my baby mama is crazy, but you, sir, you chose that baby mama. Now, maybe later you learn that you didn't like her, but at the end of the day, that child is now 50% of that person and 50% of you. So you have to get over it, because it was your choice. It was your choice. Same thing with a man. Yes, we all have made mistakes. And unfortunately, sometimes those mistakes that we made, we have children with those people. But to act like the child is okay without any interaction from that person, I can see, you know what, I don't want my children to be upset. I know it hurts them, but it's not ever okay to just say that the child doesn't need that other. The child is 50% of that person.
But that's a reflection on, because guys look at every other guy, whether he's incarcerated or not. We all know a guy, and we hear the stories from our friends, the guys that we know, and be like, yo, I really want to, you know what I'm saying? So it gets past even that. We start to look at your character. And it was like, wow, okay, if you're not together, fine, but let little man see his, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm looking at you like, how did y'all break up? It's just all kind of things.
My point is, there's no way you forgot that. No way you forgot it. Maybe you don't want to talk about it. I would have respected her saying that. I didn't want to put my son's business out on television. My son is 17. That means he's well aware of the show. And I'm not saying, I will say this. If you are unfortunate enough to end up with a parent of a child in jail, you cannot act like that person doesn't exist. You just can't. I thankfully have never had to deal with that, but if I did have to deal with that, that person still exists. You chose that person. So that means that child has a right to know about that person. And to Hussein's point, how many people have heard about a man going to jail, coming home, and wanting to pick back up with his child's father? A lot of times when people go away on vacation, when they come home, they're at the same place mentally that they were. It really is something that you need to disclose. It really is. And the way she said that, it really was, she acted like it was none of their business, like he was doing the most. it was very unapologetic. And I think that's what really showed him her colors. Then she said, even in her confessional, I'm not going to tell Cam. He's going to have to bring it up. That was wild.
Was crazy. Yeah.
She did not care. She did not care about the fact that he had to hear in the men's lounge something about her past. Now, keep in mind, this show has asked everybody to bring an ex to the show. You brought an ex and you just completely forgot about one of the most important exes because you have a child by him.
Hey, how you remember the ex, another ex, but you don't remember the ex? Come on now.
You got an ex that you had damn near in college.
And he calls because you said they speak and they do their thing or whatever. So,
So she lied. You didn't forget because he calls.
She said that.
You didn't forget. You just didn't want to deal with it. Antoinette said Hussein acted like Rose went to prison too. Rose should have launched into victim mode and cried about him fooling her. She did launch into victim mode.
She did launch into
and even at the end, she did not ever take accountability for not being honest. She never did. She blamed it on him, and she tried with Cam. She tried to bring up. She said that she felt like Hussein was putting her on the spot. Then she said that Cam was hurting her feelings by putting like.
Well, let me be fair. When he did say that to her, she was like, first, let me apologize. And he shook his head like, okay, that's what I want to hear first. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then after that she apologized, but then became all the BS.
She was doing her BS of saying the right things.
There you go. Good.
But she was saying the thing that she felt like he wanted to hear. But then you could tell that there was really no accountability there in the way that she finished the statement out.
Good point. You're right.
Now, what's crazy to me is that Hussein, he's interesting because I don't think that him and Angie are going to last at all. I just think he didn't have a person there.
It's people like the.
They did, but they probably like what she looked like. She was free spirit.
Her energy, and she came in there. You notice when she came in, I gave everybody a hug. She has inviting energy. She cracked a couple jokes, and she loosened up the room.
Yeah, she's definitely down to earth. Angela's definitely.
Know what she remind me of?
Who?
I hope she ain't watching this. Fatima.
Oh, why you say that?
I don't know. Something about her remind me.
I mean, why is it? I hope Fatima's not watching.
Fatina's cool. She'd be like, you say somebody remind you of, they think that you say you look like them.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't look like her.
No.
But yeah, I can see that. Just energy is welcoming. I just think, and I don't like Angie. I just don't think she's ready for a relationship. She's got a lot that she's carrying around. She's carrying around a lot. And I think that, but I will say this, her and Hussein may be better suited for their sexual proclivities. Because his friend was the one that was the swinger, right?
Yes, he was.
And his other friend was talking about, are you going to be able to keep up with his high sex drive? So maybe they will click together for a while and then click apart. Because Angie has definitely been having a hard time holding it together. She's feeling all over Cam, all over her. She's definitely they're definitely gonna consummate, but then they're not gonna make it because Hussein he's a quiet storm. He's quiet.
You heard what the guy said, right? He was like, and they kind of like cut it short, and he was like, but he's a changed man now.
He's a quiet storm. I just get that energy about him that he's got a lot emotionally going on.
It's possible.
And I think he wants to be, it appears, as we learned a couple of weeks ago, that all men want to control. But I think he's controlling. The way he cut.
I think that's a bit much.
No, I think he could be controlling.
I don't know. I didn't see that part of it, but you know.
I think he has a lot of emotional baggage, and I think he could be controlling. But he said he is not a storm.
Who's saying control?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the man just wants to be aware of what's going on. And I think any man will do that. Don't leave me, don't blindside me. And I gotta hear it. And when I'm hearing it, my brother look like, you ain't know? You ain't I'm hearing it in front of, what do they say? Don't let me be the last to know and know what.
Don't let me be under the olive branches. Okay, I am done being Rose's attorney, y'all. I will move on. Looks like I lost this case. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Rose came in here and played in all of our faces.
You can look at her outfits on each episode. It became, Rose was going out. She had half of the cheeks out. I'm like, this is not the Rose from before.
I'm telling you, she was the Erykah Badu. But y'all remember Erykah Badu did that video naked.
Yes, she did. She did.
Tina says Rose did say Cam didn't reveal everything about his life either, or something about, yes, Rose said she tried to throw out, which is lame. She tried to say, well, how dare you question? She tried to compare the fact that she did not tell him about her ex being in jail, her baby's father being in jail, to the fact that when she slept in the room with Hussein, he did not tell her that he also slept in the room with Sahara. That is not the same thing.
And he said that too. He said that's
it's not the same thing. No, ma'am. Not the same thing. It was a horrible argument. And it also let me know that she doesn't want to take accountability. She was just flailing for stuff. She tried the tears. She tried no.
The tears is what got me believing her or feeling sorry for her. Let me know she was on some. Here we go with the waterworks.
The fake tears was wild.
Else fails. Bam.
And I think at that point, you're just afraid. You're just sad because you're being confronted. Like the tears are genuine because you don't like the fact that you got caught up, and you're sad about that.
A lot of men experience that. Trust
me. Cam did not reveal everything. Cam did reveal everything. That is not the same as him sleeping in. Where was he supposed to sleep? She was sleeping with Hussein. She threw him the Oshkosh Bagash and then went and got into bed with Hussein.
Right.
Was he supposed to knock on her door and be like, excuse me, ma'am, I'm gonna go sleep with Sahara now? No, she
say, when you finish, if you don't mind, come on. Like,
because you guys remember, Hussein didn't even ask her. She told Hussein she was staying there with him, and he was like, well, okay.
And you ain't even buy him no drawers?
He didn't. He didn't. Under the olive branch, Crystal and Mo won't even listen to me. Okay, under the olive branches, state your case. Come on, state it. We're going to put it up here on the board and take it apart. State the case. Get in the chat. State your case. She wants to campaign and put up a case for Rose. State the case. We will take into consideration and discuss it right now.
Cam got draws and Hussein got draws.
If he got draws and cut her off, that is not.
I hope he didn't do that.
That is not a defense. Rose is innocent is not a defense. I thought you had something to say. No, Rose is not innocent. Rose is not innocent. No, not at all. I thought you had something to say with some information that was different than we had. No, but if Hussein slept with Rose and then cut her off like that, that's wild.
That would have been that. I don't think he did that. I think
because I think he said that I think everybody was trying not to sleep with people.
I don't know about that. Don't put that part.
Rose just wanted a man. I feel like Rose had pick-me energy from the beginning. I feel like Rose had pick-me energy. Not telling about her 17-year-old son, 17-year-old incarcerated son's father was not a reason for Hussein to throw her away.
I think Sahara had picked me in it. If we're going, I don't even like that term. I just think she wanted to be known. She wanted somebody, Sahara, and I think I think in these situations where you gotta understand, if you've been in these situations where you don't dislike any, you kind of like some people, and you're trying to figure it out, and you got this pressure on you, and then you got somebody else that's wanting the same people that you want, same person that you want.
You know why I call it pick me energy? Because she tried to throw the other girls under the bus. Anytime, that's pick me energy. You in the ladies' lounge and you say, I know that I have a different connection with him. You just assuming that what you have is better and downplaying other women. That is definitely pick me energy vibes. No.
You just played the clip. Did he make her feel that way, or she felt that way?
Even if she felt that way, you're on a dating show. These Negroes are saying whatever they gotta say.
Yeah.
I don't think Sahara had pick me energy. I do think Sahara had love me or leave me alone energy. I don't think she had pick me energy at all, because when she almost went home, she was like, oh well, now she liked Cam. Somebody said that Sahara had pick me energy. No.
With her and Hussein and her coming over there and knowing that Hussein was seeing that other woman, and you still gonna be poking your butt out and rubbing it. Come on, man.
Yeah. Hold on. What does PC Serial Mom said? Terry Bowles, she invited him to sleep in the room with her so he might have it. Maybe that's why the hurt and tears. She thought she had him on lock. And why were you laughing?
You thought wrong.
She thought wrong. Somebody done told you wrong.
Told you.
Rose came bearing gifts, but I will say Cam's gifts were kind of lame. He brought Rose the roses and then brought Sahara those oils. I didn't like that. I don't like these Philly gifts. I don't like these Philly gifts. And somebody better have gifts at this next episode, with them asking or trying to figure out. People better bring gifts.
Watch this. The women, even with the stuff that's been going on, they never got at each other. It ain't been super disrespectful. But at the reunion,
it's gonna be good. Reunion, we're gonna have to do something special.
This is when it's going. Pardon me. This is when it's going to come out.
I think we should do the reunion together. I think we should be at the same place for the reunion, because I feel like we're gonna have with some libations and a good time, because this is going to be a good reunion. We're going to have to turn it. We're going to have to start the reunion a little right after that show goes off. We're going to have to be here for the reunion. It's going to be definitely going to be good. I want to see all these people come back. I want to see what Eddie has to say. I want to see what Deanna has to say. I want to see what what's the girl that Cisco that Cisco was playing in her face, really talking about Tay is beautiful.
Yeah, I know you.
I want to see what all of these people have to say.
Eddie got a bad hand to me.
Eddie did, and I don't like they sent the wrong guys home. In what earth, on what planet does Cam have more women than Eddie?
He got a bad hand. I wasn't feeling.
I need answers to those questions. On what planet does Cam have the most women? Cam walking around with 3 options, and these women sent Eddie home? Even if it was just for eye candy. Come on, justice for Naeem. Come on, how did Cam beat Khalil? This was a wild season.
Could be occupation. I don't know.
Could be, because that fireman, but then what's Cisco still doing here?
Great point.
Why is Cisco here? The 5 baby daddies did last longer than Eddie. Eddie didn't even have any kids. Eddie wants a woman to serve him. All these men want women to serve them. I don't understand, how did we get here? We need to ask again, how did Cam end up the most in-demand bachelor? How? Sway.
Yeah.
How? Haitian said, who was Eddie? Girl, you don't forgot about Eddie. Now, I didn't have to erase them because it was too many people. So the ones that is crazy that Cam had someone. Cam had 3 women for the last 3 or 4 episodes, and they done sent Khalil home. Yep. Khalil said he wanted to have a baby in 4 to 5 years. She said 2 to 3. That is 1 year. Girl, all you got to do is get in there and take that birth control pill. Stop taking your birth control pills, and you're fine. And you think if a man really loves you, he's not going to move that up a year if you want. That was crazy. That was it's been a lot of missteps this season.
You're right. You're right.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm not with tricking nobody, but you're right.
Well, I'm just saying that, but I mean, you would rather, she just like how Cisco looks. And I understand.
But even himself being in a relationship, he might change his
mind.
That's
what I'm saying. If a man is really in love with you, when you tell him, I really want to have a child, I really want to have your child, I can't wait to have our baby. Come on.
That's how you got to phrase it.
Come on. These people are playing in our face. Then the fact that they took it took 7 months for us to finish this season. We're working day and night, trying to get this season finished. It should have been finished in May.
We could have already been on Detroit.
Yeah, and the Bell Collective is coming back. Now, we're not going to talk about it tonight, but we are going to talk next week about all the things that are happening on Love and Marriage Huntsville, videos being released. Did you see what I sent you that was Martell's response?
I don't think I saw the response. I saw the other stuff, but I didn't see it.
No, I said I got the response. I thought I sent it to you, maybe because I knew we were getting ready to get on here. But yeah, man. Here, I'm texting it to you right now. Yeah, we got to get into that next week. What are your predictions for the couples? Let's give our predictions. Chicago is going to be off the chain.
What I think is, I think Cam is going to get with her, but he's not going to stay.
You don't think Cam is going to stay with Sahara?
Nah, and he's going to be like, my sister and my cousin was right. They were right, but he's not going to stay. But I think they're going to be friends.
She ain't have no other exes as friends.
I think they're going to be friends, which means he's probably still hitting it, but they just can't be together.
I think Angie and Hussein are done immediately.
Say it again.
Angie and Hussein are done as soon as they hit.
Oh yeah. That's
as soon as they hit, it's a wrap. I think Kiara and Jay are good.
And my brother, what's his name?
Cisco.
You
said it right.
Well, I think we're gonna get back. Cisco, he's not gonna have anybody, but his situation is gonna be upgraded, and you're gonna see a different man, and I'm gonna be happy for him. I think we're gonna see it where he was to where he's at. He's gonna have good news. He's gonna be like, whatever the situation is gonna be better than what it is on that show.
We do know that he's been competing in bodybuilding competitions.
Yeah, don't leave a lot of time for a decent job.
No, it doesn't. I'm telling you that as much as I love muscles, it takes time away from the pursuit of stability.
Hey, you just never know, man. He could win stuff. He could be like Little John out there, win 3rd place at the.
Little John is a multimillionaire who has residuals coming in all the time. Every time I ever dated, I dated that one bodybuilder, the one that ended up being married. He was a day trader, and I kept wondering why he had so much money. His wife was a doctor.
I mean, is that a bad thing?
He didn't have any money.
His wife did. Obviously, she liked him enough.
Well, good for her, but guess what? He was cheating on her. That is why you should never, ever, ever take care of a man. Because while you're out there slaving at the hospital, he's at home cheating on you.
You don't think that's the married woman I was with was doing the same thing?
What?
While he's out there on the grind, she ain't babysitting the kids. She's out there getting her nails done, coming to see me.
Jesus help us. You know what? Until you do right, ain't nothing good gonna happen. Nothing good.
15, 16 years ago.
It's not good. People pay for that.
And you ain't gotta tell me, I know.
That is not good. Anyway, Cisco, we know, has been having success in the bodybuilding industry. We don't know if he has a gym. Yes, that is true. Mo's name was Jim. I thought that was the most horribly evil thing a woman had ever done until I heard online. This girl told, this is the worst. This is why women do not get caught. And I don't mind sharing this on a public platform because women still have more lies. It doesn't matter. You guys can have this one. Women will still come up with better lies. But this woman was cheating on her man. And she told the guy that she was going to go sleep with, the Mo, if you will. She told Mo, hey, get these groceries.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to tell him that I'm going to the grocery store and you go get it so then I can come over there and I'll have some time and then I'll have the groceries.
Yeah,
Chef's kiss. A man would say, I'm going to the grocery store and then come back with no groceries and then get mad at you when you ask him where the groceries are. Why you always, yeah, and then flip it on you. Do better, fellas.
And Tammy, mind your business. I'm not like that no more. You mind your business. I'm over here. I've been a good guy for a long time.
I'm still mad at you for saying that you introduced me to all the loose women. Like I didn't have nothing else to do.
You met some that weren't loose.
But I had other stuff to do.
Well, they was around. It was around.
He was Uber Eats. He was dropping D off, as little Duval says.
See, this is the part of the reason why I've never said this before. This is part of the reason why I'm probably single. Name, not really, but
no,
Chris will be putting these old stories in there, and these women were really thinking this is today.
But that's not why you're single.
I know, but I like to say that.
I don't want the. I do not want the blame. Stop blaming me. Stop blaming me. No, but I think the best Negro is a reformed Negro. You want one that's been out there. What you don't want is somebody that we know online. They weren't even coming to pick it up. The girls that Mo were seeing were bringing it to him, serving it up on a platter and bringing food. That's why I really couldn't get mad at him, because he would be at the house. The girls would bring the kitty, drive their kitty to his house and bring food.
It is some stuff that I think about now. I'm like, I don't know what was going on, but they should not. They could just look at the situation and be like, yeah, leave him alone. But they didn't.
They did. That is hilarious. Haitian Never said Dusty was trying to get what my friend claimed to own a courier service, and he worked for Uber Eats.
And there you have it. There you have it.
What was I saying? I was about to tell y'all something before we get out of here.
But you can't. The sneakiness. We talked about the sneakiness. I know a woman whose husband would cook, and she would bring me a plate.
You would eat the husband's food?
Delicious. Chef's kisses, they say. He cooked barbecue.
Oh, that's horrible.
Chef kiss to that man.
Jesus.
It was real. It was real.
How do you feel when you're packing up food that your husband made? Ah.
Matter of fact, we both had a plate. She come over with her plate too.
And both of y'all would eat his food?
Yep, she came over there with a watermelon one time, cut it up.
Nothing good is until you do right by that man.
No, that's not the wild part. She took money off of his dresser. She said he don't be knowing how much it really is. And we went out, had a good time. Good. I was broke. I am
so.
You know her. You know her.
I do know, but I didn't know all that. I didn't know that you guys were eating the husband's food. I thought it was food that she cooked.
That's why I couldn't really get with her when it was time to take it to another.
Now I understand.
But I was like, I do not trust you.
I do not trust you. I totally get it because I campaigned for her, but now I get it. Cisco, I think, is going to always be fine because there are very few good-looking men after a certain age. Unfortunately, the mental does not always follow the physical. So you could be, we know I know. And I didn't know they were eating that man's food. I knew they were eating food, but I thought it was her food. I'm going to talk to him about that offline. I did not know that. I am horrified.
He didn't know it either. It's all right. It's like, I understand this, y'all. This is like 2007. Let's be clear.
No, it was a little after that.
No, it's about 2007, 2008. I know that for a fact.
I know when it was, Mo.
Okay.
But Jesus Christ. Yes, that is not good because people can snap. People can snap. And if a man knew that he had cooked, Jesus Christ.
Let me tell you something. The gas station there, the housewife stayed, her uncle, man, I seen this girl dip so fast. She was like, that's his uncle. Anyway.
Stop it. Is there a 12-step program for Mo? I don't know.
Come on, y'all.
It doesn't matter, Mo. It was bad. This is bad.
2007, 2008. I'm sorry. Because I got back on my feet in 2009.
It's just bad. They said Eddie was about partying, didn't they? And he wants a woman that's going to be fully. He did say he wanted a traditional woman, but that still is not worse than what's happening out here. I just think we could have kept him around a few more episodes. They cut off a lot of people early on, and Cam ended up with 3 women. Again, Cam ended up with 3 women.
Exactly.
I'm tired. Mo, I did not know that. That was crazy.
I thought I told you.
No, I knew that she brought food, but I thought it was food that she fixed.
No, sometimes I just know when they did barbecue because he was on the grill, she'd bring that over. And I said,
So he was working, funding, and cooking?
It was the weekend. He was Labor Day or some shit. I don't know.
That poor man. I hope that man finds a young, beautiful woman that doesn't have a job and all she has to do is to worship him. I just really hope
that already. That was her.
No, was it? It obviously was not. Jesus. Y'all, tune in Wednesday. I was saying that we know a friend. Well, it's not a friend. We know an associate who just started getting attention from women, and he is all over social media. He is showing women, now in his older years that he's a fox, and so you really want to reform. You don't want one that just became attractive in there as an older gentleman. That is scary.
I liked one of his posts today too. While you said
I saw it. Jesus Christ. So on Wednesday, we have a guest joining us. We're going to be talking about social media etiquette when it comes to breaking up with people. Do you keep following them? Do you look at their stories? What do you do? And our guest will be Just Jay. I don't know what's going to happen. Just Jay is quite a gentleman.
He is. I saw something today that they did. Interesting point of view. Good guy though. Seems to be. Whew. Okay, well, God, Jesus Christ. Let Jesus fix it. Let us go. Mo, I don't like overly muscular like Cisco. Well, the good thing about that is you don't have to, because there are a lot of the rest of us out there that do. Hey, if y'all want these people that don't have muscles,
One of my girlfriends told one of my guy friends he needed to take testosterone shots because his body didn't have any muscles in it.
Woo!
I agree with her. I told him to start lifting weights.
If a woman would have told, man.
What would you have done? Find a muscle? Would you have found a muscle?
You would have been mad at me. Because you'd be like, why are you talking to my friend Mo? That's my friend.
You would have said something mean to her?
No, I would have definitely said something slick. I don't know if it would have been mean, but it would have been slick.
Oh, I don't think The Rock looks great without the muscles. I think he looks weird.
Nah, because it's the face too. I feel bad for The Rock, man.
But I do think one of my friends asked me about it. I do think that he probably, if you notice, like a lot of guys that are big, muscular, like as they get older, they lose weight because it's probably a lot on their body.
Well, not only that, because you see Arnold Schwarzenegger right now and all these places, but the thing is because he was talking about his digestive system and things
Who said that? The Rock was?
The Rock. He was talking about that. That's the reason, you see a lot of the stuff and it causes him. But, and I don't know, but that's an effect. If you take steroids for a long time, it eats at your body and you got to stop. And I think I'm assuming he stopped because it was messing with his body for real long term.
Yeah.
Because John Cena's like that. Bent over. He's messed up right now. And
he is. So maybe we don't want them to look that good.
Well, you just want it to be natural.
Right. But I think men should have muscles.
Yeah, but natural. There's no testing in the entertainment business. It's in sports it is, but not in wrestling.
If you find a former pro football player that is no longer one, then they'll have muscle memory.
If it's a lifestyle, the working out.
No, but even if they don't work out all the time, it'll just be. I mean, you want it to feel like a man underneath there,
Okay.
Say it.
No, I'm just gonna mind my business. That ain't me. Y'all see what I'm working with. That's it.
Oh, well, we're not talking about you. Obviously, you're not having trouble because you're eating somebody else's barbecue.
That was 2007-8.
Jesus. Obviously, women like skinny men because they're bringing you barbecue.
Well, I picked up weight since then.
Not much.
Yeah, but I was like, at that time, I was like maybe 170. I'm 195 now. And I got down to that. I didn't like how I looked at 200. Wasn't fitting.
You know what, y'all? Let's get out of here. Let's go to bed. It is the weekend. What are your plans? What are your plans, Mo? I know you're doing content. What else? Oh, you're doing a fashion show.
Doing a fashion show. We're setting up a booth. At the fashion show, getting some content together. See Boogie and myself to run that back podcast. Will be at my friend Nisha B's fashion show tomorrow on my side of town. And they're going to be doing fashion. We're just going to be getting content and asking some musical questions, getting some drops, things of that nature. We're going to figure it out as we go along. But it's time for us to get out the studio and start moving around. And this is our first venture. So that's what I'm doing on Saturday. What are you doing?
My daughter is looking for a new apartment, so we're going to do that. And then I'm also trying to find something for my, if you want to go to the Soul Symphony weekend with Miguel Wilson, it's the Polo Classic. I went last year. I sent back pictures. I saw Miss Nell. I saw Miss Nell and Chris Fletcher, Martell and Ariane were there. That was the first time I had seen them together. They are definitely coming. So if you want to go, I have a discount ticket. You can go to my Instagram page, buy your ticket. But it's 2 days, so it's a formal night at the opera or the symphony. So I am doing all women have to wear black gowns, and then on Sunday is the polo match where you kind of dress like you're going to the Kentucky Derby. So you guys know I just love stuff like that. I may try to find what I'm wearing tomorrow. I don't know, or just look. We did talk about Jay and Kiara before you came. We talked about them first because we all like Jay's family. We really like Jay's family. I felt like there was a lot of wisdom there. But yes, I'm still trying to talk Mo into coming to the Soul Symphony weekend. We'll see. All the men have to wear white dinner jackets, and the women are in black ball gowns. And then on Sunday, we're all dressing in derby chic. So I'm excited about that. Again, if you guys want to come, Haitian Empress, ma'am, don't do me like that, okay? I had one situation when I went to go see Tip with the glove. I will not have on a glove, but I'm gonna find I gotta find a black beaded gown. So that's what I'm doing this weekend, and then probably spending some time with Zuri, and that's about it. That's about it. So I'll be back on Monday, guys. We are going to, let me tell you something real quickly before I leave. On Monday, I'm going to do a special on Heart and Hustle. I have an advanced copy of it, so I was able to see it. There is a very disturbing scene with Chloe and her son. Not disturbing as in, it's just very hurtful and sensitive. And so I asked Coach LaTanya to join me Monday at 8 because I don't even want to broach this situation with a mother and son without someone in the room that is a professional. So at 8 o'clock on Monday, instead of doing Grace and Gossip, we're doing our Heart and Hustle review with Coach LaTanya. I asked her, I called her when I saw it, and I said, please, are you available? I need you to speak to this. It's a very, very dysfunctional relationship between a mother and son, and it's heartbreaking, and I really want her to be a part of it. And of course, at 10, we're going to be reviewing King's Court. We got into Thaddeus behind this past week. We got on Cat, but we're going to see what happens. Hopefully this will be wrapping it up. We need to wrap up. Carlos got out of the game, but definitely tune in on Monday at 8 because Coach LaTanya is going to address some of the things that we're going to see in this upcoming episode of Heart and Hustle. So please, please, please tune in for that. If nothing else for this scene, because this scene on Saturday with Chloe and her son, her adult son, is definitely one that I think a lot of women need to see. And it's just, I pray for her because it's probably going to make people feel a certain way about her, so I want to have a professional in the house. So you guys check that out. And then of course on Wednesday, Mo and I'll be back with our guest, Just Jay. And then next Friday, we're all up in Ready to Love and Love and Marriage Huntsville.
There it is.
There it is. All right, you guys, have a blessed weekend. We love you for watching. Make sure you hit the like on the way out. Hit the like, and make sure you're subscribed. And we'll see you on Monday.
There we go, y'all.
All right.